Today, Pam Bondi's confirmation hearing for Attorney General continues with testimony from additional witnesses after explosive moments with some of the Democrats on the Hill yesterday.
Are you aware of any factual basis to investigate Liz Cheney? Yes or no?
Senator, that's a hypothetical, and I'm not going to answer that question.
No, it's not hypothetical.
I will never play politics. You're trying to engage me in a gotcha. I won't do it.
I'm just asking you a simple question.
Won't play
if you can speak truth
with any ongoing
to power.
investigation.
So let me ask you.
You say the right things, that you're going to be the people's lawyer. That's what you have to say to be here.
You said that I have to sit up here and say these things. No, I don't. I sit up here and speak the truth.
Boom. The host of the Ingraham Angle, Laura Ingraham, joins us now. How good was she? She held her own, didn't she?
Oh, man. Pam Bondi demonstrated, not only in her answers to these insipid, backward-looking questions, but in her entire performance, she elicited from the Democrats all of the comments that remind us of why the Democrats lost in 2024. They are not focused on the issues that Americans care about. They're talking about Liz Cheney, who couldn't win in her own district. They're focusing on the 2020 election, and they're focusing on the weaponization of the FBI after they spent the last 9 years using government influence to try to put Donald Trump in prison. So, I mean, I'm watching this going, have these people learned anything? And the answer is no. Pam Bondi's going to sail through. And frankly, the Democrats on the committee just embarrassed themselves and showed absolutely zero ability to reflect on their own failures and the failure of their party overall.
When Adam Schiff was asking about Liz Cheney, she said, you're so worried about Cheney and that you should be worried about the crime rate in California. I loved that moment. And Mazie Hirono, she said, I tried to meet with you and you wouldn't take my meeting. What kind of stood out for you, Laura?
Well, I think, again, Adam Schiff, of course, now senator of a state that is losing population, that is suffering from incompetent leadership, that is crime-ridden, overrun with illegal aliens, can't manage to prepare when they know severe winds are going to present massive dangers to entire communities. They have no preparation in place. And Adam Schiff spends his time focusing with Pam Bondi on the 2020 election and whether she's going to be Donald Trump's henchman against Liz Cheney. And Pam Bondi was Attorney General of one of the most successful states in the United States. And Adam Schiff represents one of the states that is most in crisis in our country. It tells the story of politics today. Donald Trump represents the people's interests, and the Democrats are mired back into radical politics that has not created a single job or saved a single life. That's the truth. And Pam Bondi, stellar, as was Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth. It's competence versus a total lack of credibility on the other side.
You're absolutely right. I was watching your show last night, and you were talking about Biden's farewell address and what to expect. You were asking your guests. Well, he gave that speech after your show last night at 8 o'clock. Here's a clip of that, and we'll get your reaction on the other side.
This is a dangerous concentration, and that's a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of a very few ultra-wealthy people. And the dangerous consequences if their abuse of power is left unchecked. Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy.
What did you think, Laura?
Okay, this is unwitting comedy on the part of Joe Biden. His policies of globalization, all the trade policies that he supported over the last 50 years, the WTO in China, outsourcing jobs, all of that. These were Joe Biden's policies. He's the one who famously said the rise of China is not a threat to us. Now he's complaining that we've created all these billionaires in the United States? Really? Okay, 5 minutes ago, he was working with the high-tech industry to try to censor conservatives, and he's mad now because that's, for the most part, not completely, but for the most part, that's been minimized. What they wanted was the voices of opposition shut down, Ainsley, and they looked to high-tech to do that. But when you look at all the most wealthy enclaves in the United States that apparently he's complaining about, Greenwich, Connecticut, Brentwood in California, Cambridge in Massachusetts, Bethesda, Maryland, not too far from where I am right now. Who represents those districts? Who represents those states? Liberals.
That's
So
right.
if Joe Biden is upset that all these wealthy people are out there, influencing politics, who's to blame for that? Joe Biden
point.
and his party's to blame for that. So I found the speech embarrassing. I mean, again, it was embarrassing. It was sad for the country. But in 50 years, Ainsley, there are going to be 1,000 books written about Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Biographies. There will be 0 written about Joe Biden. That's the truth.
All right, Laura, thank you so much for waking up with us this morning.
Great
And
to
I hope
see you guys.
I hope to see you in Washington this weekend.
Absolutely. And we'll do it for sure. And
Okay,
I'd
good
only
deal.
get up in the morning this early for my kids or Fox and Friends.
We
That's it.
appreciate it. Thank you so much, Laura.
Take care.